Before those from the class of 2020 and 2021 are presented individually to the Chancellor, Mr. Aidan Wright, a student speaker at Convocation in spring 2021, will provide the graduation address. Mr. Aidan Wright graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Physics in 2021. An enthusiastic stargazer, he was a volunteer with SFU's Starry Nights program. He currently studies education at the University of Victoria, and he looks forward to empowering future generations as a public school teacher. I am now pleased to call upon Mr. Wright.
Hello, family and friends. Congratulations, you're leaving SFU with a degree. This is an accomplishment that cannot be understated. Obtaining a degree is not only a demonstration of immense academic achievement. For many, it also represents overcoming the institutionalized racism, sexism, and classism which is embedded in the society we live in. I want us to all take a moment to acknowledge our friends who are not able to complete their degrees because of factors outside of their own control. According to SFU Institutional Research and Planning, a quarter of our fellow degree seekers who started with us in 2016 and 2017 are not graduating with us today. Many factors influence one's ability to become accredited. Usually these factors are not accounted for in exam rooms, when we pay tuition, when we apply for research, and when we are analyzed during our practicums. Overall, grades lack a significant amount of information about your ability to succeed and make the world a better place. These ceremonies should therefore be considered a testament to your courage, your endurance, and your strength in the face of extreme adversity, not simply to your grades and your academic standing. There's a concept that I wanted to share with you. Author Robin Wall Kimmerer calls it the covenant of reciprocity. This philosophy says that the earth cannot be considered a natural resource to exploit. We should instead look to the earth's processes as cycles that we humans are a part of. Every time we eat, the earth has offered us something for free without the expectation of returning the favor. Imagine if humans extended the same holistic principle of well-being back to the earth that supports us. It feels good to receive a gift. It's a manifestation of goodwill from one person to another. We don't treat gifts from other people as resources that must be exploited and managed for personal gain. Why then do we treat the gifts granted to us by the planet as something that is different? Imagine if we considered the life-sustaining processes of the planet in the same way we would gifts from a person. This covenant of reciprocity requires a level of empathy and thanksgiving towards all other life on the planet. So educators, scientists, reciprocity needs to lie at the heart of all our work. As teachers, reciprocity means recognizing the gifts that our students share with us. Our aim should be to build a system that is inclusive and representative of our diversity, not to fit our students and ourselves into an arbitrary box that is predetermined by historical and cultural expectations. Old neoliberal philosophies of education are dividing and destroying us. It's our job to restore our system of education and assessment to a model that recognizes our shared problems. As scientists, we need to ask how our research extends reciprocity to the earth. When we apply for funding and lead research, the heart of our inquiry must be the question, how can our work benefit the needs of the planet? As the most recent classes to graduate during a global mass extinction event, our work is very clearly cut out for us. As educators and scientists, though, we are uniquely poised to address the crisis. Climate change is the largest existential threat that we will face in our lifetimes. We are seeing the physical consequences of climate change. Of course, things have heated up, the forests are burning, the sea is rising. But we're also seeing indirect consequences: war, famine, mass migrations, and increasingly authoritarian governments that are struggling to maintain a broken status quo. On our shoulders rests perhaps more responsibility than has ever been placed on a single generation of human beings. We are tasked with sequestering hundreds of years of carbon emissions that have been pumped into the atmosphere and have thrown off the restorative systems of the planet. Unfortunately, we are starting our work within an antiquated framework that is intent on doing the exact opposite of what we must do. As we speak, our government is encouraging the destruction of the last temperate rainforest on the planet. From space, so much of our province has been completely leveled that BC is overall a different color than it was 100 years ago. Our forests are ancient carbon sinks that are crucial for our survival as a species. We need to be critical when such ill-conceived policy is touted as sustainable forest management. What we do in the next decade will determine the future of the planet. Our education has prepared us to challenge the status quo. And I know that we are up to the challenge of planting the seeds that will sustain future generations. So, let's be remembered as the generation that saved humanity through reciprocity.
Thank you very much, Aidan. It was really inspiring to hear your message about the importance of reciprocity. Deeply appreciated. I think you have a future in philosophy education, and I will give you your degree back.